Imagine a life cut tragically short, shrouded in deception and betrayal. This is the harrowing tale of Alexis Crawford, a story that has not only captivates but also serves as a stark warning. From the shadows of deceit that led to an unfathomable crime to the quest for justice that followed. The murder of Alexis Crawford is a chilling reminder of the fragility of trust and the depths of human treachery. But who was Alexis Crawford, and what led to such a tragic end? Stay tuned as we unravel a mystery that left a community shattered and a family seeking answers. Hello, True Crime fans. Welcome to another episode of the True Crime Episodes podcast. On today's episode, we are diving deep into the tragic murder of Alexis Crawford and how someone could be this evil and betray the trust of a friend. In this episode, we're going to cover things like who murdered Alexis Crawford and why. How was her murder discovered? What was the outcome of the case? And how this murder impacted her family and community. In the heart of a community where dreams are nurtured and futures are bright, Alexis Crawford stood as a beacon of hope and ambition. A young woman in her early 20s, Alexis was the epitome of potential and embodying the aspirations of her generation with grace and enthusiasm. Born and raised in a tight-knit family, she was known for her infectious smile, a testament to her inner joy and resilience. Alexis's journey through life was marked by a pursuit of knowledge and personal growth. A student at a prestigious university, she was deeply engaged in her studies, with aspirations that soared beyond the confines of her immediate environment. Alexis was not just focused on her own success, she was driven by a desire to contribute to a better world, to uplift those around her with her knowledge and compassion. Outside the lecture halls, Alexis' interests were as diverse as they were profound, from volunteering at local community centers to participating in environmental campaigns. Her activities were a mirror to her multifaceted personality. She found joy in the simple pleasures of life, be it a quiet evening reading books on social justice or lively weekends exploring nature with friends. Her passions, whether it was art, music, or sports, showcased her well-rounded character and inherent desire to experience life in its full spectrum. But what truly set Alexis apart was her unwavering trust and loyalty to those she called friends. In a world where connections can be fleeting, Alexis valued deep, meaningful relationships. She was the cornerstone of her social circle, revered for her ability to listen, support, and offer wisdom beyond her years. This trust in her friendships wasn't naive. It was a reflection of her belief in the goodness of people. A belief that had, unfortunately, become a vulnerability in the face of deceit. Alexis's story is not just a narrative of a young life taken too soon. It's a poignant reminder of the depth of human connections and the impact one soul can have on many. Her dreams grounding in desire to make a difference, her relationships built on foundation of trust, and her life a journey of aspiration and love. Together, weave a tale that resonates with all who hear it. As we delve deeper into the circumstances that led to her untimely demise, we hold on to the essence of who Alexis Crawford was, a beacon of hope, a bearer of dreams, and a symbol of trust in a world that often forgets its value. The tragic unraveling of Alexis Crawford's story is a stark reminder of the fragility of trust, especially when it's shattered by those we hold dear. Jordan Jones and her then boyfriend Barry Brantley, who were once integral parts of Alexis's life, stand at the heart of this heart-wrenching narrative of betrayal. Their relationship with Alexis before the unfathomable breach of trust paints a complex picture of intertwined lives marked by both sheer joy and hidden tensions. Alexis and Jordan's bond seem to epitomize the cherished values of friendship, including mutual respect and affection. They shared living spaces, social circles, and countless everyday moments, weaving the fabric of a close-knit relationship. Baron Brantley, entering the scene as Jordan's boyfriend, he too became a part of Alexis's daily existence. To the outside world, their interactions suggested a trio navigating the ups and downs of life together in harmony. However, beneath the veneer of this seemingly strong bond lay on undercurrents of discord and complexity. The true essence of the relationship, marked by escalating tensions, hinted at a more turbulent nature beneath the harmonious exterior portrayed on social media and public gatherings. These tensions, whether stemming from jealousy, misunderstandings, or deeper issues, began to erode the foundation begin to erode the foundation of trust and respect that had defined Alexis's relationships with Jordan and Brantley. As these conflicts surfaced, they foreshadowed the tragic betrayal to come. This betrayal was not an isolated incident, but the final act in a series of interactions that gradually dismantled the once solid trust between Alexis and her friends. It underscores a painful truth about human relationships. The deepest hurts often come from those we least expect, those to whom we've opened our hearts. The devastating breach of trust that led to Alexis's murder compels us to confront the uncomfortable realities of friendship and betrayal. It raises poignant questions about the nature of our closest relationships and the potential for hidden malice within them. By examining the story of Alexis, Jordan, and Brantley, we are reminded of the importance of addressing and resolving conflicts before they escalate into irreversible tragedy. This tragic narrative serves not only as a tribute to the memory of Alexis, but also as a cautionary tale about the profound impact betrayal can have on individuals and the broader community. The story of Alexis Crawford's murder is a harrowing account of trust betrayed, a narrative that unfolds with each detail more chilling than the last. In the days before her disappearance, Alexis lived her life as usual, unaware of the dark undercurrents swirling around her. Excuse me. Jordan Jones, someone Alexis considered a close friend, and Baron Brantley were secretly setting the stage for a heinous act, exploiting the very foundation of the relationship with Alexis to execute a plan that was meticulous as it was malevolent. The essence of their scheme was deception, a cruel manipulation of Alexis's trust. This betrayal was not subtle. It was the culmination of careful planning, leveraging intimate knowledge of Alexis's life to isolate her, and ensuring their sinister actions could unfold without immediate detection. The role of deception was central, acting as the thread weaving through their plan, allowing them to mask their intentions under the guise of normalcy until a moment of action. On the tragic night, the extent of their cruelty was fully revealed. Alexis was smothered by Jordan Jones with a black trash bag. The method of murder speaks volumes of the brutality of the act. Baron Brantley's role in choking Alexis added a layer of violence, with their subsequent actions to hide the body in a secluded wooded area, demonstrated a cold, calculated attempt to erase the evidence of their atrocity. The grim details later unveiled by detectives' testimony revealed Brantley's admission of Alexis's death, marked by her ceased breathing and sounds of agony, confirming the deliberate nature of their crime. In the aftermath, the pair attempted to construct a web of lies, a desperate effort to cover their tracks and distance themselves from the murder. However, the truth has a way of emerging, revealing the calculated, cold-blooded nature of their actions. The investigation pierced through their deceit, exposing the premeditated murder in all its darkness. The murder of Alexis Crawford highlights the lethal potential of deception wielded by those with malicious intent. The trust Alexis placed in her friend was twisted into the very weapon used against her, a tragic reminder of the consequences of betrayal. This case compels us to face the unsettling reality that danger can come from those closest to us, cloaked behind a facade of friendship and normalcy. Reflecting on the events leading to and following Alexis's murder, we are reminded of the critical importance of vigilance and the ability to discern signs of deceit. Alexis Crawford's story serves as a cautionary tale underscoring the depth of human depravity and the profound impact of betrayal, leaving an indelible mark in the narrative of human relationships. The unraveling of the mystery surrounding Alexis Crawford's disappearance and the subsequent discovery of her murder is a complex tapestry of investigative diligence, critical evidence, and the pivotal moments that transformed a missing person case into a harrowing murder investigation. In the early days of November, a chilling silence fell where Alexis Crawford's vibrant presence once was. Concern quickly grew as calls went unanswered and Alexis's whereabouts remained unknown. Her family, confronted with the agonizing reality that Alexis might be in peril, reported her missing. This report set into motion an exhaustive search with law enforcement and the community hoping for any sign of her safe return. The days following Alexis's reported disappearance were fraught with tension and worry, marking the beginning of a journey that would lead to a tragic revelation. The investigation into Alexis's disappearance began with a meticulous examination of her last known activities, interviews with friends, family, and acquaintances, and a deep dive into her digital footprint. Jordan Jones and Baron Brantley, initially part of the concerned circle, but quickly became focal points of the investigation due to inconsistencies in their stories and their proximity to Alexis in their final days, or her final days. Key pieces of evidence that shifted the focus of the case included surveillance footage that contradicted Jones and Brantley's accounts, digital communications that hinted at underlying tensions, and forensic evidence that began to paint a grim picture of foul play. Every piece of evidence collected added another layer of complexity to the case, gradually moving the investigation from a quest to find Alexis to a mission to uncover the truth about what happened to her. The investigation reached a critical juncture when detectives unearthed evidence that starkly pointed to murder. This turning point was marked by the discovery of forensic evidence that linked Jones and Brantley to criminal actions against Alexis. Additionally, Brantley's admission, where he detailed their involvement in Alexis's death, transformed the nature of the case irrevocably. The confession, combined with the physical evidence, underscored a heartbreaking reality. Alexis Crawford had been betrayed in the most brutal manner by those she considered friends. The search for Alexis ended in a heartbreak when her body was found discarded in a wooded area, as directed by the confessions obtained during the investigation. This discovery was a somber moment of closure for the search efforts, but also a beginning of a new quest for justice for Alexis. The finding of her body not only provided irrefutable evidence of the crime, but also served as a poignant reminder of the personal cost of betrayal and violence. The transition from a missing person case to a murder investigation underscores the dynamic and often unpredictable nature of criminal investigations. It highlights the importance of following every lead, the critical role of forensic and digital evidence, and the profound impact of human emotions and relationships in the unraveling of crimes. The investigation into Alexis Crawford's murder, marked by moments of hope, despair, and eventual resolution, serves as a stark reminder of the depths to which the individuals can sink in the resilience of those who seek justice in the wake of unimaginable loss. In a significant turn of events in the ongoing legal proceedings related to the murder of Clark and Lanning University student Alexis Crawford, new developments have emerged that could profoundly impact the ongoing trial. During a recent hearing, it was disclosed that a crucial piece of evidence, the confession of Baron Brantley, has been deemed inadmissible by the court. On January 27, 2023, the court issued an order suppressing Brantley's confession, a pivotal development in the case. Brantley, who had been accused alongside Jordan Jones of the murder of Alexis Crawford in 2019, had previously provided a confession where he admitted to choking Crawford. In his confession, prosecutors highlighted that Brantley acknowledged Crawford was dead, citing her struggle to breathe and sounds of agony as evidence of his awareness of her demise. However, the court ruled that Brantley's confession cannot be used in court, citing concerns that he was likely under the influence of drugs at the time of the confession, and that the confession may have been coerced by detectives. This ruling challenges the prosecution's case, which relied heavily on Brantley's admission of guilt as a cornerstone of their argument. In light of the suppression of his confession, Brantley appeared in court for a bond hearing, which was subsequently postponed. His attorneys are now seeking his release, while prosecutors appealed the court's decision to exclude his confession from the trial. This legal maneuvering underscores the complexities of the case and the significant impact that evidentiary rulings can have on the judicial process. The murder of Alexis Crawford has reverberated deeply within her family and the wider community, leaving a profound impact that mobilized grief into action and remembrance. The tragedy of her untimely death has not only necessitated personal coping mechanisms for her family, but also spurred the community into collective mourning and advocacy for change, demonstrating the far-reaching consequences of violence. The immediate aftermath of Alexis Crawford's murder thrust her family into the public eye, a position no grieving family wishes to find themselves in. Their journey through grief has been both private and public, navigating the dual challenges of personal loss and the quest for justice. The family has had to develop coping mechanisms to deal with their grief, often turning to faith, community support, and advocacy as sources of strength. They have shared memories of Alexis's warmth, her ambitions, and her bright spirit in various public statements and interviews, highlighting her humanity and the void her passing has created in their lives. This process of vocalizing their grief and memories of Alexis serves not only as a coping mechanism, but also a way to control the narrative around her life and death, ensuring that she is remembered for the person she was to them. Alexis Crawford's murder struck a chord with the broader community, particularly among those in the Clark Atlanta University Circle and beyond, leading to vigils, memorials, and tributes. These events provided a communal space for mourning, allowing those who knew Alexis and even those who did not to come together in solidarity. Vigils held in her honor illuminated the grief of a community confronted with the loss of a young woman whose potential will remain unfulfilled. These gatherings, often candlelit and filled with stories and prayers, serve not just as accurate remembrance, but as public affirmations of the value of Alexis's life. Beyond vigils and memorials, tributes have taken various forms, from scholarships established in her name to artistic endeavors that seek to capture her essence and the tragedy of her loss. These efforts underscore the community's desire to perpetuate her memory in positive, impactful ways, ensuring that her legacy contributes to further generations. In the wake of tragedy, there is often a push towards making meaning from loss. In Alexis's case, this has translated into initiatives and campaigns aimed at preventing similar tragedies. Educational programs focusing on campus safety, relationship violence, and the importance of supportive networks have been initiated, drawing inspiration from those circumstances surrounding her death. These programs aim not only to honor Alexis's memory, but also to equip others with the knowledge and resources to protect themselves and their peers. Advocacy for policy changes and increased support services for victims of violence and their families has also been a significant part of the response to Alexis's murder. Through petitions, awareness campaigns, and lobbying efforts, those moved by Alexis's story are working to enact tangible changes that can prevent future tragedies. This proactive approach to advocacy reflects the community's commitment to transforming grief into action, creating a safer, more just world in Alexis's memory. The legacy of Alexis Crawford, shaped by her family's resilience and a community's response to her loss, stands as a testament to the ways in which personal tragedy can galvanize broader societal reflection and change. Through the mechanisms of coping, remembrance, and activism, Alexis's impact extends beyond her life, challenging individuals and institutions to confront and address the underlying issues that contribute to such tragedies. Her memory, kept alive through vigils, memorials, tributes, and initiatives, continues to inspire and affect change, ensuring that her life and loss are not in vain. The heart-wrenching tragedy of Alexis Crawford's murder brings to light the imperative need for deeper understanding of the nuances of betrayal and violence, particularly within personal relationships where trust is presumed. This case prompts a crucial examination of the warning signs that may have been missed, the importance of fostering safety and awareness and interpersonal connections, and the critical role communities and institutions must play in support and intervention. The journey to preventing future tragedies begins with acute awareness of the warning signs of betrayal and violence, signs that are often subtle and easily overlooked in the dynamics of personal relationships. These signs may manifest as sudden behavioral changes, unexplained jealousy, attempts to isolate the individual from their support network, or even in the guise of overly controlling behaviors. Unfortunately, these indicators can be dismissed as temporary or attributed to stress, especially when they emerge from those close to us whom we trust. Educating individuals to recognize these signs requires a cultural shift towards open, honest dialogues about the realities of interpersonal violence. It demands that we collectively foster an environment where individuals feel empowered to voice their concerns without fear of disbelief or retribution. Creating safer personal relationships hinges on our ability to communicate effectively about boundaries, consent, and respect. This involves not only understanding the characteristics of a healthy relationship, but also having the courage and knowledge to navigate away from situations that feel unsafe. Educational initiatives play a pivotal role here, offering strategies for individuals to protect themselves and others. Programs designed to educate about consent, mutual respect, and the importance of autonomy within relationships can significantly reduce the incidence of betrayal and violence. These programs should be integrated into school curriculum, workplace training, and community outreach efforts, ensuring widespread access to this vital information. The responsibility of prevention and intervention should not rest solely on the potential victim. Rather, it's a communal and institutional obligation. Schools, universities, workplaces, and other institutions must establish clear, accessible policies and procedures for addressing concerns relating to violence and safety. Communities and institutions alike should offer robust support services, including counseling, legal aid, and emergency response mechanisms. They must also cultivate a culture where bystander intervention is encouraged, training individuals to recognize signs of distress and take appropriate action without exacerbating the situation. Furthermore, collaboration with local law enforcement and social services can enhance the effectiveness of intervention strategies, ensuring that individuals in crisis receive comprehensive support. Establishing multidisciplinary teams to address cases of interpersonal violence can facilitate a coordinated response that prioritizes the well-being and safety of the individual at risk. The lessons drawn from Alexis Crawford's tragic story underscores the need for a collective, proactive approach to prevent betrayal and violence within personal relationships. This approach necessitates a shift towards comprehensive education on the warning signs of violence, the promotion of healthy relationship practices, and the establishment of strong support and intervention frameworks within communities and institutions. In embracing these strategies, society can move closer to a reality where tragedies like that of Alexis Crawford become far less frequent, honoring her memory through actions aimed at creating a safer, more compassionate world. As we reach the end of our exploration of this tragic story of Alexis Crawford, we've delved into the harrowing details of the murder, the ongoing legal battles, and the profound impact her loss has had on her family, friends, and community. We've reflected on the fragile nature of trust, the devastating consequences of betrayal, and the imperative need for vigilance and support within our personal relationships and broader communities. Through initiatives aimed at prevention and the collective effort to foster a safer environment, Alexis's story has become a catalyst for change and a solemn reminder of the work that remains to be done. Remembering Alexis Crawford is more than an act of collective mourning. It's a commitment to understanding the deeper lessons her story teaches us. It's about recognizing the signs of potential danger in relationships, the importance of community support systems, and the critical role each of us plays in preventing such tragedies. Alexis's life, vibrant with potential and promise, and her untimely death, serve as a poignant reminder of the preciousness of life and the responsibility we all share in protecting it. To those who joined us in this journey of reflection and learning, thank you. Your engagement is invaluable in continuing the conversation around violence prevention and support for victims and their families. We here at True Crime Never Sleeps invite you to share your thoughts, insights, and experiences in the comments below. Whether it's a personal reflection, a suggestion for preventing such tragedies, or a way to support those affected by similar experiences, your contribution is essential. Let us honor Alexis Crawford's memory not just in words, but in action. By continuing the dialogue, educating ourselves and others, and committing to making our communities safer, we can turn our collective grief into a force for positive change. Thank you for watching, for reflecting, and for taking steps, no matter how small, toward a world where tragedies like Alexis's are a thing of the past. Together, let's keep the conversation going and work towards a future defined by safety, respect, and compassion for all. And of course, if you want to support the channel, you can give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, bell notification button to be notified of future videos, and of course, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/tcnest and support the channel financially. As always, thank you so much for watching and listening, and we'll see you next time.